It's game time. WNKX welcomes you to this live presentation of local high school sports, made possible by our community advertising partners.
Good evening, Hickman County football fans. We are with you live here at Bobby W. Sharp Stadium here in Hohenwald, Tennessee, as the Hickman County Bulldogs take on the Panthers of Lewis County. Now, before us tonight is going to be a great matchup. Both teams coming off tough losses last week. Both teams looking for vindication. Of course, last week, Lewis County had a tough match against the East Hickman Eagles, who have been on fire as of late. And that game, mind you, had a very long delay. And tonight, it's not looking very good for us. Weather is looming on the horizon, some potentially severe weather, but we will keep you updated as it goes along. If there are any breaks in the game or any potential delays, we will keep you informed of those through this broadcast. Once again, I'm Josh Copley. Thank you for joining us here at WNKX. Whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or whether you're joining us on the radio, we're so thankful you are with us here tonight live, as once again the Hickman County Bulldogs take on the Panthers of Lewis County. And last week, it was a tough night for the Bulldogs as they took a trip down to Summertown and faced the Eagles. And what was a tough defeat for the Bulldogs, a promising first half, quickly saw a little bit of a fall apart from the Bulldogs. Once again, we saw turnovers play such a heavy part in that contest. So hopefully throughout this last week, we saw the offense work on ball security. Now last week, I feel like there were so many opportunities the Bulldogs had. They were knocking on the door. They were in the red zone, but they couldn't quite finish the job as fumbles continued to plague this young football team. Of course, the Bulldogs offense tonight is led by young sophomore Andy Kraft. Now Kraft, we saw a step up from him last week as opposed to the performance the week before that when they took on McEwen. Last week we saw Kraft a lot more confident and comfortable in the pocket, making throws, hitting his out routes, hitting his receivers. He looked pretty promising. Of course, we did see an injury of Kraft's later on in the game, but he did pop up just fine, and he seemed to be okay, and he's going to be the starting quarterback here tonight. So as far as I know, he is completely healthy and ready to go as we have this big rivalry game here tonight in Lewis County. Now, I want to give you all a little bit of a warning ahead of time. Of course, as we make known the last few weeks, this is a new broadcast that we are starting here at WNKX. We want to cover Hickman County sports. We want it to be as efficient and as convenient for you as possible. And tonight, we are joined by two new staff members here. Of course, me. I've been here the last couple of weeks. But tonight, our producer, our guest producer, is young Miss Audrey Davidson. And on the camera is Daniel Carl. And we're so thankful for them getting to work here. We're so thankful for Mr. Dotson as well at the high school putting together this media team. I think it's such a great opportunity for the Bulldogs. Now, as we are getting ready for play, of course, we are starting off with our times of prayer. An anthem will be taking place here as kickoff is just a few moments away. Now, before kickoff, I want to take a look here tonight at our sponsors. Now, tonight's WNKX broadcast is made possible by Meriwether Lewis Electric Company, Ascension St. Thomas Medical, Advocate Auto Body, Pizza Hut, Liberty Pharmacy, and the McDonald Funeral Home. We are so thankful for these businesses, these companies that have been cornerstones in the community of Hickman County for so long. So many wonderful people work at these places, and this broadcast that we're starting here tonight would not be possible without these companies. So once again, a special thanks to all our sponsors tonight for making WNKX Live possible. Now, taking place now is our national anthem, and I can give you a few updates. I can give you a few updates on the happenings in the world of Hickman County and the sports world in general. Last night, our middle school football team, the middle school Dogs, continued to roll and continued to stay hot as they won a big game 22-0. They have been on quite the win streak as of late, so we're looking forward to seeing what they have in the future. Now, last night, we also saw NFL action on Thursday Night Football. We saw the Miami Dolphins take on the Buffalo Bills, two division rivals from the AFC East, as we saw the Buffalo Bills defeat the Miami Dolphins. And, of course, at the end of that game, we saw a scary injury on behalf of the Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. The Dolphins reported that it was a concussion, and this was his third or fourth concussion in just a matter of a few years in his young career. And there's been so many talks about, will he continue? Will he continue to have a career? Will he have to step away at this young age, just as, of course, the Colts quarterback Andrew Luck had to some years ago, only in his 20s. Of course, we know this game can be dangerous. These men know the risk when they take the field, just as the Bulldogs and the Panthers know the risk tonight as they put their bodies on the line for the love of the game and because they want to represent their school and have some fun doing it. Because, folks, that's the name of the game. We're here to have fun. We're here to compete. But, of course, whether you're rooting for or against Hickman County or for or against the opposition, you never want to root for injury. So tonight we can only hope both sides stay healthy and that we can see a nice, clean competition and good sportsmanship all around. Because with guys this young of an age, that's what it's all about, truthfully. Now, our anthem has just concluded. The officials stand at midfield on that big LC. The coaches on both sides, respectively, have applied their headsets, and they are getting ready to go here tonight as we begin with our action. Now, folks, I touched on earlier, as Lewis County begins their entrance, of course, the hometown Panthers are getting a nice little ovation from their home booth. And now here comes the Hickman County Bulldogs, and it's a nice turnout here tonight for Hickman County. If there's some things you can say about Hickman County, you can't say these fans are not faithful. There was a wonderful turnout last week on the road in Summertown, and once again, a nice turnout here tonight here in Lewis County. Now, of course, the weather might play a factor here. Lewis County very familiar with these rough conditions. Of course, last week there was a hefty delay in the Eagles game of East Hickman back in East Hickman that we saw the Eagles eventually go on to win by a rather large margin. So Lewis County is certainly looking to right those wrongs of last week as they take on yet another team representing Hickman County in the Bulldogs. Now, there was a pretty hefty rainfall here for a few moments before we began the prayer and anthem. It seems to have subsided just a little bit, but of course we're not quite sure what the future holds for us. The forecast can read one thing, it can do something completely different, so we're not too sure what to expect here. It is a dark, cloudy night here tonight. But, of course, football is different than most sports that we know of. For example, baseball, if it rains, that pretty much cancels all activities for the night. But football, they usually play rain or shine, with the exception, of course, being lightning or any severe conditions of the nature. But I digress, and it looks like tonight the Bulldogs of Hickman County will be returning, which means Lewis County will be getting the ball to begin our second half of play. And Lewis County lines up to kick things away. And how excited are we here tonight for another night of football? Nothing quite beats these Friday night lights, watching these young men put on a show for us here to watch. And, of course, for those of you joining us on the radio, I suppose, for us to listen to as well. And I want to keep the action as close to you as possible here at WNKX. We want to make you feel like you are right there alongside us, no matter where we are, whether we're at home or whether we are on the road. And the kick is away. It falls short and skips to the 20 and is muffed a little bit by Irvin, number 21. But he recovers it just fine, makes a cut to the right side. Tries to get around the edge, but he is hawked down quickly at the 23-yard line. Now, a very anxious moment or two from the Bulldog sideline, as you never want to start a game with a turnover. But John, being the tough, resilient player that he is, makes something out of nothing, gets the Bulldogs some pretty decent field position. Of course, not as much as they would have liked to be. But that's just more room for the Dogs to work, more yards that they can rack up. And I'm very curious to see how the Bulldogs fare here tonight. I wonder what offensive changes, adjustments that they made during the week this last week. Of course, as I mentioned previously, if you're just now joining us, Hickman County has been plagued by fumbles these last couple of weeks. Last week in Summertown, we saw several fumbles, 4 or 5. Now, the Bulldogs were able to recover a couple of those, but still, you never want to put the ball in jeopardy. And the first play of the game is the quarterback keeper from Kraft, dives and surges up the middle, marked down at the 29-yard line. A pretty decent gain there from Kraft for about 6 yards, I believe, is what they'll mark. Second down and 4 to go for Hickman County. 11.5 here to go in the first quarter as we just start action. 0-0 is the score for each side. Now Irvin and Driggers in the backfield, flanking Kraft. One receiver out wide to the right, it's Folks. Snap. Another keeper for Kraft. Bounces to the left, makes a man miss, evades a tackle, and there's a flag. That'll be a horse collar, I believe. And that was a nasty-looking grab by the Lewis County defender, but Kraft, what a tough run to make something out of nothing and drawing the flag as well. But let's see what the officials have to say officially. Yes, personal foul, and they will call it a face mask, not a horse collar tackle. Either way, that will be a first down for the Dogs. A nice little chain mover, and that'll give them some more real estate to work with as they march towards Lewis County's side of the football field. So a pretty decent start, and once again, they're looking to put a lot of faith in this young quarterback, not only with his arm, but with his legs as well. And the official will officially mark the ball down at the 46-yard line as they inch closer and closer to midfield. Once again, Kraft in the gun. Driggers, Irvin to his right and left. One receiver out wide, it's Folks. Snap. Fed to Driggers. Driggers has some room. At the 45 of Lewis County, and he has run out of bounds. Waiting to see the official ball spot from the referees. And I believe they'll mark him down at around the 45-yard line of Lewis County, but that is good enough for a Hickman County Bulldogs first down with 10:56 to go in this first quarter of play. And the Bulldogs, the run attack, working pretty well so far. And of course, the key to a good passing attack is the run game. Of course, you want to bait these defenders in, bait the corners and safeties down low, maybe a little play action, and you use your speediest receivers out wide to burn them over the top when they're least expecting it. Folks appears to be pressed far out wide. Kraft in the gun, flanked by his two backs. Snap, another keeper up the middle for Kraft. Breaks a tackle, lowers the shoulder, and surges ahead down to the 40-yard line. Kraft is playing with some heart and soul tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And they'll mark him down at about the 39-yard line. And that will be good enough for a Hickman County Bulldogs first down. We have our drone flying overhead tonight. Of course, we're having some technical issues with that. We're having one of our players working with it. We're excited to bring this drone. It makes it feel a little bit more professional out here, I believe. Of course, this being used so that players can look back, watch some film, and study how things have gone for the games before. Kraft in the gun, snaps, feed to Irvin. Inside zone play. He's dragging some men along with him, and he'll be marked down at the 34. Another tough run from John Irvin, and he is all over the place, whether it be defense, offense, special teams. He is the heart. He is the soul of this football team. And when he's having a good night, Hickman County is having a good night. And quite frankly, I'm surprised at how packed of a house we have here tonight, given the conditions. But that is how passionate people are for some high school football. It just means a little bit more when you were out here on the gridiron representing your school. Folks, in the slot to the left, gun is Kraft. Snap. Feed to Driggers left. He's got some room out left. Lowers the shoulder and dives ahead at the 25. A huge run for Hickman County, and I can see the chain men walking down, and the officials give him the stop sign. I don't believe he quite got there. And they're backing him up. And a penalty is called on Hickman County. And a holding call is called on Hickman County. I had to check with our statistician, Isaiah Puckett, whose eyes are always peeled on the action. Frankly, I don't think I could do this without him, guys. It's always good to have a trusty statistician. I'm blessed to have one of the best in the business, Isaiah Puckett. He did go to school for this, folks. He's trained. He's a professional. That's why he's here at WNKX to join us for our broadcast. But of course, as I always say, it seems to be the three things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and holding calls on a big play. As we see another one there, 2nd and 14 for the Dogs. Back them up to about the 43-yard line. Kraft in the gun, snap. Yet another keeper has a hole! A few shifty moves from Kraft as he surges down to about the 33-yard line, and he will get plenty of those yards back to set up a third down, and certainly manageable for the Bulldogs of Hickman County. As the clock ticks under 9 minutes to go, 3rd down and 4 for the Dogs in Lewis County territory at the 33. 0-0 is our score. Folks, that deadly receiver far left, definitely Kraft's #1 favorite target. Driggers and Urban in the backfield flanking him in the gun. Snap. Feed to Driggers. Not a whole lot going for the Dogs as they are met by a pack of Panthers at about the 35-yard line. So nothing much happening for the Dogs, but 4th and 6 coming up. But as we know here in high school football, we go for it. Much like those of you that are familiar with football video games, punting is just a suggestion. We want to go for it as many times as we can, especially when you have the momentum on your side. You've been driving it pretty well, and now you're in Panther territory with a chance to make something happen. As folks, right to my left, our drone has just taken flight as it heads over and above midfield. It's so exciting to see this new wave of technology. Who would have thought we'd have drones in the sky? And a timeout is called by the Bulldogs of Hickman County, and that will be their first of the half. So let's see what Coach McDonald and company has in store for this big 4th down play with 7:51 to go. Your score is 0 apiece. Let's head over and take a look at our sponsors for the night. Folks, we're so appreciative that we're able to bring you Hickman County Bulldog football wherever you might be watching, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or whether it be listening old-fashioned on the radio. No matter how you may be joining us, we're so thankful for you being here, but it wouldn't be possible if it weren't for these sponsors that we have here tonight. Of course, MLEC, we're so thankful for them. Ascension St. Thomas, Advocate Auto Body, Pizza Hut, you know no one out pizzas the Hut, Liberty Pharmacy, and the McDonald Funeral Home. So thankful for these sponsors. Big thanks. If you see anyone that works for these companies, tell them thank you, because WNKX told you to. Now let's head back over to the action. And we are here. Let's see what Coach McDonald had drawn up for these Bulldogs. 4th and 6. Kraft in the gun, the lone man. Bunch formation to the left. Snap. Kraft keeps it. 4th and long. It's the keeper. And he is not going to go. He's fighting. He's resisting. But the referees will blow it dead, and he'll be wrapped up. Nothing much going there for the Bulldogs on 4th down. Of course, given the conditions, given that we just saw a brief rainfall, we don't know how comfortable Coach McDonald feels in letting Kraft air out the football. Maybe his grip isn't quite what he would hope it would be. But the Bulldogs, after what looked like a promising drive, is cut short by the turnover on downs. Lewis County takes over 1st and 10 at their own 37. Lewis County, 2 receivers out wide to the left, quarterback in the gun, running back to his left. Snap. Up the middle, it's a handoff. And that running back is wrapped up by a bunch of dogs, but a very explosive run off the give. We'll get them a few. Waiting for the official spot. Looks to be about the 43-yard line. 2nd down and 4, or 43-yard line. 2nd and 4 coming up for Lewis County. The huddle's broken. 2 running backs in the gun alongside their quarterback, 1 receiver, the lone man out wide to the right. There's 1 man joining him in the slot. And a broken tackle by the Lewis County running back. Once again, a pretty substantial gain, a medium gain, if you will, and that will be enough for a Panther 1st down as the chainmen begin making their way down the sideline to set up these fresh set of downs for Lewis County. They're not quite in Bulldog territory just yet. He's marked down at the 49 of Lewis County. Panthers in the huddle. The Bulldog defense looking spread out. As they drop back, waiting to see if they play a man coverage here. It appears they are. And it's a run play to the left. He's swallowed up at the 45-yard line. So a pretty substantial carry once again, about 6 yards on the play for Lewis County. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 4. And these big chunk plays on 1st down are the key to running a successful offense. It really makes your offense unpredictable. Of course, being a second manageable, it opens up your playbook wide. Whether you want to take a deep shot, whether you want to take something short over the middle, short out route in the flat, or if you want to keep pressing the run attack. The Bulldog offense currently not quite sure what to do here. 3 receivers out wide, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 1 in the slot. Quarterback in the gun, snap. Up the middle again, it's fed. And another big carry and a big shot. Number 13, Devin Driggers, with a huge hit. Now the running back of Lewis County was down for a few moments, but he popped back up to his feet, so he appears to be all right, thankfully, following the big hit by Driggers. And nothing quite fires up a defense or even your crowd like a big hit on the football field. So we see here once again the Panthers in the huddle. They just break. The Bulldogs with some substitutions up front. Once again, a very spread out look by the offense. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Snap. Running back. And he is hit quick in the backfield. And that is number 9, the quarterback playing defense, Andy Kraft. A huge wrap-up in the backfield, and that has fired up this defense. And they needed that with this offense marching seemingly at will. Kraft breaks through the front and makes a big tackle, driving Lewis County backwards. 2nd down and 13. Now incoming for the Panthers as they'll mark him at the 40-yard line. Now he did drive him back a little bit further, but of course with forward progress, it's not where he gets tackled, but where his forward progress is stopped officially, and the officials rolled him down at the 40. Now 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback in the gun. Whistle's blown by the officials on the field, and that will be a timeout by the Panthers as they assess what to do on the 2nd and long. as the Bulldogs continue to press the advantage on defense. Don't go anywhere, folks. A word from our sponsor. You click that one and then fade it. Yeah.
We're back in just 1 minute. WNKX would like to thank these community partners for helping to make tonight's broadcast possible. Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital, Pizza Hut of Centerville, McDonald Funeral Home, Advocate Auto Body, Liberty Pharmacy, and the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative.
And welcome back here to Bobby W. Sharp Stadium here in Hohenwald, Tennessee, as the Lewis County Panthers are taking on the Hickman County Bulldogs. Of course, a timeout was just called on the field by the Panthers. They try to set up a play for the second long as the Bulldogs try to keep pressing the advantage and taking advantage of the big loss on the play last. Of course, the tackle by Andy Kraft. Snap, and the whistle is blown almost immediately. And it will be called a false start on the Panthers, as that will back them up even further. Now, these are the self-inflicted wounds that Hickman County was guilty of committing last week in their contest against Summertown. So hopefully we see less and less of those on the Hickman County side. But of course, we're never going to complain when the opposing team does it, as that helps our defense a little bit more as they back them up to a second 18 at the 45. Quarterback in the gun, running back to his left. Snap, looking to throw, pass, complete at the 40. And he's not going to get many yards after the catch, maybe 3 or 4 after the initial reception. Not nearly enough for the first down, as that will set up a 3rd down and 9 to go for the Panthers at about the 36-yard line. With 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first quarter of play, Bulldogs 0, Panthers 0, as the Panthers once again enter the huddle, looking to draw up a play on 3rd down. And if you're Hickman County, this is a must-stop right here to get your defense off the field and get your offense, who was marching pretty well, back on the field. And the run play, he is going nowhere! And he is drugged down in the backfield, and that is a huge stop for your Bulldogs. And that is electric, that has gotten the fans hype on their feet, and they are roaring to life here behind enemy lines. 4th down and 12 at the 39 as the punter trots out onto the field with Driggers and Irvin back deep to return. Snap is good, hold is good, punt is away. And it's a good one. It takes a Lewis County hop, but it keeps rolling, and it is downed. And they'll rule it a touchback on the field. They weren't quite able to keep it from breaking the plane, so a big break there for the Bulldogs after a pretty decent punt on behalf of the Panthers. So Hickman County will set up shop at the 20-yard line, not too far off from where they started off their last drive. But let's hope we see just a little bit better of a result. Now, of course, if you're a Bulldog fan, you're hoping to see young Andy Kraft start to build his confidence. You want to see him feel more comfortable in the pocket, more comfortable airing the ball out, hitting his receivers. And, of course, the receiver to watch for tonight, number 17, being none other than Braden Folks. He is dangerous out wide. Kraft in the gun, 2 running backs on either side of him. Folks, the lone man out wide right. Snap, Kraft from the keeper. And he is met pretty quickly at the line. And the ball's out! Lewis County thinks they have it. And the officials will say, Lewis County football. And that, for Hickman County, is something that you cannot have happen. Your defense has an amazing stop on the last series, and of course the offense just hands the ball right back to the Panthers as they are already knocking on the door of the red zone. 2:55 to go. And the Bulldog defense finds themselves backed against the wall, but if we know there's a defense that can hold strong, it's our Bulldogs. Lewis County, quarterback in the gun, running back to his right. 2 receivers wide right, 1 to the left. Motions is running back to the left, and a flag is called, and they'll rule it a false start. It appeared to be a bit of a flinch up front. And that will back the Panthers up 5 yards. More self-inflicted wounds from these Panthers. Now, of course, if you're Hickman County, you're not complaining about them at all. Of course, the defense already set up in a very disadvantageous position here. So 1st and 15 now for the Panthers. Once again, a very spread look here. 4 men wide right, running back to the left, quarterback in the gun. Snap, feeds it right. Plenty of blockers ahead of him, but he continues to run more east to west, not north and south, but he does break a tackle, spins out. And that'll be plenty for a Panther first down. As Hickman County couldn't quite make the tackle around that elusive running back. Of course, a very clever play design. You hate to give credit to the opposition, but of course, they lined up 4 men out wide, 4 receivers. And they served as blockers on the run play. Of course, there was plenty of them. And there was only 1 man for that running back to beat before he hit the edge, and of course, he did that. So let's see how Hickman County plays now. Their backs even further against the wall at the 15. 2 receivers wide left, snap. And the quarterback loses on the field, tries to make something happen, but he is swallowed up by a pack of dogs. Those rabid dogs take advantage of the muff snap, and that will back up the Panthers a good amount. That's where they mark him down. They'll mark him down at the 21-yard line. A 3rd down and 10 now up for the Panthers. Now the scoreboard reads 3rd. I'm trying to look. I believe it was only 2nd down because of the false start penalty. And yes, it is 2nd down, I believe. Snap. Another give up the middle. Has a lot of space on the right side of the field. Makes 1 man miss, and he will trot into the end zone. But there is a yellow piece of cloth on the field. But now the official, I believe, waved it off, and they say touchdown on the field will be the official signal. So that will be 6 points for the Panthers, as that run attack continues to devastate. Of course, Hickman County should be no stranger to the run attack. As we saw a couple weeks ago in McEwen, the run attack was absolutely killer, as they ran the ball 41 times, and they passed it maybe once. Another play up the middle. They push the pile. Signal is he falls in. The 2-point conversion is good. Lewis County widens their lead 8, Hickman County 0, with 1 minute and 19 seconds left to go. Folks, don't go anywhere. We will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
We're back in just 1 minute. WNKX would like to thank these community partners for helping to make tonight's broadcast possible. Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital, Pizza Hut of Centerville, McDonald Funeral Home, Advocate Auto Body, Liberty Pharmacy, and the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative.
And we are back here in Hohenwald, Tennessee. Lewis County set to kick things away following their touchdown and successful 2-point conversion attempt. Hickman County looking to answer back and potentially get some more momentum on their side as they need it. Of course, last drive was ended very prematurely by a fumble from the young quarterback. Hopefully they can tighten up on offense. The kick is away. Irvin back to return. Fields it at the 20-yard line. Has some blockers in front of him. Makes some moves and dives ahead. Nice return from Irvin. They'll mark him down at about the 33-yard line. And that will set up the Bulldogs with some pretty decent field position. 1st down and 10 to go. And once again, folks, special thank you to our young crew that's in here tonight making this broadcast possible. Of course, our producer for the night, none other than Audrey Davidson. And our cameraman for the night is Daniel Carl. Special thank you to them. And of course, our statistician, Isaiah Puckett, is joining me as well in the booth. Now, of course, with our camera set up right now, and given the box we are in, there may be some plays that we might be unable to show for you, but I will be giving you the play-by-play so that you might feel like you're still there watching it, even though the camera might not be able to pick it up from the angle that we have. We will do the very best to show you as much as we can. Kraft in the gun, bunch formation. Jiggers in motion to the right, snap. The ball is lost on the ground, and Kraft has to just fall on it. And that gets a groan from the visiting bench here tonight. Some unhappy spectators in the crowd as yet another near disaster for Hickman County. And ball security has definitely been their greatest enemy. Of course, we know the Batman has Joker and Hickman County's offense has ball security. These are the two biggest nemesis that we see in our world today. So let's see if Hickman County, even given these poor conditions, let's see if they can find a way to secure that ball and push the ball downfield. Drigger's in motion to the right once again. Snap. Kraft rolls out. They're going to do their first pass play. Nice little move by Kraft, and he flicks it over the head of Driggers. Incomplete. Had something there. A nice job by Kraft to make a man miss to prevent the sack, but not much going after that. So a 3rd down and 16 with 23 seconds left in our quarter. The Dogs are going to need a big chunk play here, lest they run the risk of sending their punter onto the field. Kraft looked over to Coach McDonald, walks back over to the huddle. Those who they have drawn up here, of course, that was their first pass attempt of the game. So maybe we're starting to see more confidence shown by Coach McDonald in his offense. So we have here, Driggers motions right to left. Snap. Kraft secures it. Looking downfield, and he just throws it away. There's a flag in the backfield, though. Let's see what it is. Kraft, once again, had very little time there to do anything. And, of course, he did bobble the snap a little bit, which certainly did not help things at all. And this flag is signaled to be on Hickman County.
Not through my headset. I haven't heard you all game.
Wait, you haven't heard me all game?
No.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
So here are the Bulldogs. 3rd and 16, I believe, and they will trot on the special teams unit.
We're back in just 1 minute. WNKX would like to thank these community partners for helping to make tonight's broadcast possible. Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital, Pizza Hut of Centerville, McDonald Funeral Home, Advocate Auto Body, Liberty Pharmacy, and the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative. We're back in just 1 minute. WNKX would like to thank these community partners for helping to make tonight's broadcast possible. Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital, Pizza Hut of Centerville, McDonald Funeral Home, Advocate Auto Body, Liberty Pharmacy, and the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative.
And the ball carry on 4th down is hit and stuffed. And that'll be a turnover on downs in Hickman County. What a job of their defense to come up big with Lewis County knocking on the door, potentially in a position to put this game out of reach. And folks, the technical difficulties have hopefully now subsided. I know we got some messages here in the booth that audio wasn't coming through on our end, so we're very sorry about that if you hadn't been able to hear us. I've gotten a few messages saying that we are able to be heard once again, and what a time to be heard is Hickman County with a big defensive stop. Now they take with their own 3. Snap. Up the middle, he is met pretty quickly, but he keeps shedding off men. It takes 4, 5, maybe 6 men to bring down that tough young John Irvin. And his heart, his passion, quite frankly, it is inspiring. So Hickman County finds themselves backed against the wall, very little room to breathe. Let's see what Coach McDonald has drawn up for his young quarterback, Andy Kraft, to help get them out of this predicament. They have Folks out wide right. He's the lone receiver out wide. Kraft in the gun. Snap. And he keeps it up the middle. And he keeps pushing the pile. And that's the kind of tough running from your leader that will fire up the rest of your team as they are close to that 1st down marker. 3rd down and short. Now for the Bulldogs, they will officially say 3rd down and 2. And yes, I'm getting texts from all throughout the county, back home in Hickman County, some 50 minutes away, that we are back here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the audio is in fact coming through, so I once again want to apologize for the issues. Of course, this is a process, a broadcast in its infancy. These are some quirks we will try to get worked out. And Kraft keeps it up the middle, only needing 2. It's a dog pile. And the officials signal for the chain men to commence their walk down the field, and that will be a Hickman County Bulldog 1st down with 4 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the first half of play. And since we are not at home here tonight, folks, since we are at Lewis County, we don't have a scoreboard to show you, so I'll try to give you as many updates as I can periodically. Lewis County leads 16-0, Kraft in the gun. Snap. Fed to Driggers, slowly follows his blocks, cuts back, tries to make something out of nothing, dives forward. Oh, that was a nasty shot he took. When you lower your shoulder, you run the risk of exposing your head. But Driggers appears to be all right. And a tough 5 yards by the Hickman County halfback. 3:40 to go. Hickman County, if they had it their way, they would probably say this would be the last drive of the half. You don't want to give the ball back to a red-hot Panther offense. Folks out wide left, ball at the 20-yard line. 2 running backs flanking Kraft in the gun. Snap. Another keeper. Follows his blocks. A few yards there, a big tackle as he's met by a few Panthers. Marked down at about the 25-yard line, it appears. So another pretty decent 5-yard gain, and that will be yet another chain mover, and the chain men will make their march down the field. 1st down, Hickman County, 3 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the first half of play. They need to start applying pressure on this Lewis County defense. Of course, Hickman County's done a lot of the work for them with these self-inflicted wounds, with these turnovers. Lewis County has not had to work very hard on defense, but we know with this scrappy offense, we know they can make them work hard so long as Kraft is on his game. 3 receivers wide left, Kraft in the gun by himself. Snap, pass, looking, Irvin holds on to it. He juggles the football as the ball was thrown behind him, but an incredible catch, a great effort by young number 21, and I cannot call his name enough. He is all over the place, folks. And a nice 7-yard reception, 2nd and 3 at the 32 of their own. Kraft in the gun, snapping. Another feed to Irvin. Makes one man miss, but there is just too many in the backfield for even John Irvin to contend with. And they'll lose about a yard following forward progress. 3rd down and 3 as we encroach on 2 minutes left to go in the half. Kraft calling the shots in the huddle. The huddle breaks. 3 receivers out wide. Of course, the furthest out wide, number 17, Braden Folks. Snap. Kraft looking to throw. Lets it fly! Intercepted. No. And it's incomplete. Falls harmlessly as we breathe a heavy, heavy, heavy sigh of relief that ball was not picked off. Certainly a missed opportunity for the Panthers. Just not a very good ball there from young Kraft. Raymer back to punt. Now the return men of Lewis County not respecting the leg of this young man. And that ball is much better than the last. End over end, and it takes a nice Hickman County roll as it rolls inside the 25 of Lewis County. And that was absolutely a showing of disrespect to young Raymer following the unfortunate punt the last, and they didn't even put a return man back there, and that's the price you pay. So Lewis County now takes over, 1st and 10, but backed up in their own territory, opposed to where they could have been had that last ball had been picked off. So the Bulldogs definitely breathing a sigh of relief here as their defense tries to come up big with 1:28 to go in the first half. Lewis County finds themselves on their own 23. Now, not a whole lot of time to run the ball, but they have a few chances to run the ball, but let's see if they try to air it out here. Quarterback in the gun, 3 to the right, 1 to the left, and a quick bubble out to the left, and he's hit quickly, and a nasty hit by 2 Bulldogs that are there to meet him. Newberry has been the main culprit of these tackles on defense, but there to assist him, number 17, Braden Folks. Now, I saw a few students arriving to the game here tonight, representing Hickman County, wearing camouflage. Now, it's been a hot minute since I've been a student here at Hickman County, but if I'm a betting man, I'd say it was camo night here tonight on the road here in Lewis County. Snap, quarterback rolling right, looking deep, fires out wide, caught. First down, Lewis County at the 40, makes Irvin miss, and he is wrapped up and ran out of bounds at the 47. And since he was able to sneak out of bounds, that does stop the clock. And the chains move once again for the Panthers. .43 seconds to go. Lewis County already leading 16-0. Looking to tack on more before the half. And need I remind you, in the second half, Lewis County does start off with possession. So a chance to double up here on the Bulldogs and potentially put this game out of reach. Snap, looking to throw, swings out to his receiver, gives him room, he leads him. And he slips, and he has slipped up and down, but he does get into Bulldog territory. Mark him down at the 48. And the clock continues to roll, 30 seconds and counting. They hurry up to the line, and the whistle is blown, and a timeout is called by Lewis County. And the coach is irate. He is stormed on the field, yelling at his offense. Now, if you have timeouts in the bank, already being under 30 seconds, I don't know why you don't just burn it there, since your ball carrier is not able to get out of bounds. They let a lot of time run off, which does work in Hickman County's favor. But during this timeout, let's have one word from our sponsors before halftime.
We're back in just 1 minute. WNKX would like to thank these community partners for helping to make tonight's broadcast possible. Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital, Pizza Hut of Centerville, McDonald Funeral Home, Advocate Auto Body, Liberty Pharmacy, and the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative.
And we are back after our brief ad break. Lewis County trots onto the field, 2nd and 5, 24 seconds in the half. They already lead 16-0. The Bulldogs looking to make sure that score stays exactly where it is before we enter halftime. Quarterback in the gun, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Snap, dropping back, looking to throw. Fires, and it's almost picked off! But I believe that might have kicked off the ground first. So even if Irvin is able to come up with the grab there off the kick up, it probably would have been ruled incomplete nonetheless. But now for Lewis County, not the worst result as the clock does stop. Had that ball been caught, that definitely hurts their chances of scoring before the break. 19 seconds, 3rd and 5. Quarterback in the gun, running back to his left, 1 receiver wide left, 3 to the right. The Bulldogs giving some cushion. Snap, looking, rushing off the edge! And he just escapes narrowly. looking to throw, and he just slings out of bounds, fires at the Bulldog bench. And the student section taking some exception to that, but of course, nothing intentional here as he was just trying to get it away to avoid the sack. 10 seconds to go, 4th and 5 for the Panthers. Will they try one more shot to air it out deep for a big chunk play, or do they just punt it deep and pray for a Bulldog miscue as we're only 10 seconds away? Panthers huddled up. The Bulldog defense stays on the field, no one back deep. But I believe the Dogs will take more of a prevent look to this defense, giving plenty of cushion, keeping their receiver in front of them, making sure they aren't beat over the top. Snap, they are going for it. Quarterback looking to air it out. Scanning the field, no pressure, over the middle, caught. And he's not going to get very far. 3, 2, and 1, and the whistle is blown by the official, stopping the clock. 1 second to go, as that pass is enough to convert for the first down. One second to go. Lewis County has one more shot here. I mean, if you're the Bulldogs, you can expect nothing less than one more shot at the end zone. Short rushing plays, even medium gains, give you nothing if you're Lewis County. And the rain has appeared to have a little bit of mercy on us so far throughout the night, but of course the night is still young. We can only hope that the weather holds off on us, that Mother Nature can treat us kindly, that we can get through this football game. We saw some brief showers earlier, of course some showers yesterday that may be impacting how the players are playing out here, the field conditions. Of course, I cannot be sure because I am just a measly broadcaster. I'm not in the pads, and thankfully, I am not. That would be quite an ugly performance. But Lewis County out here, wide look. Definitely looking to air it out here. Bulldogs back deep in their prevent look. Some pressure from the Bulldogs. He lets it fly. The ball soars to the night sky. Incomplete. It looked like Driggers back there to knock that ball away to ensure that no more points were scored by the Panthers. Our clock now hits 0 on the second quarter. The first half is over. Lewis County leads 16-0 as we begin our halftime break. Don't lose hope, folks. There is plenty of ball left to go when we return here at WNKX.
We're back in just 1 minute. WNKX would like to thank these community partners for helping to make tonight's broadcast possible. Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital, Pizza Hut of Centerville, McDonald Funeral Home, Advocate Auto Body, Liberty Pharmacy, and the Meriwether Lewis Electric Cooperative.